This is Newsmakers.
Omicron is sweeping across the globe and the region, spiking new COVID cases and putting strain on an already beleaguered hospital system and overworked medical staff. Everyone had higher hopes for this holiday season. What is the outlook for 2022? Welcome to Newsmakers. I'm Tim White. Ted Nesi is off this week. Joining me via Zoom is Dr. Philip Chan. He is the Consulting Medical Director at the Rhode Island Department of Health. He's also a professor of medicine at Brown University and an expert in infectious diseases. Dr. Chan, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Tim, thank you so much for having me.
Look, we should note, Doctor, that we are talking on a Thursday morning. Many people are watching this program over the weekend. All that said, where things stand right now, how are you feeling about the situation we're in?
I think similar to many of my public health and clinical colleagues, I'm a little bit nervous. You know, case rates are really high. We're at rates of over 700 per 100,000 last 7 days. That's really quite high at the moment. And I'm a little bit nervous heading into the holidays, but I'm also optimistic that if we, state of Rhode Island and across the country, do the right things, then we can do our best and mitigate transmission of COVID.
All right, what does do the right thing mean? I think we know what it is, but lay it out. When you say do the right thing, what are those layers?
So I think the thing here that we have to worry about this holiday season is, of course, the Omicron variant. And we know the Omicron variant is twice as infectious as the Delta variant. It's sweeping across the country. It's now made up the majority of new cases. So we're already a little bit behind the curve. Do the right thing. When I say that, it really means getting boosted. Certainly getting the vaccine if you haven't gotten it, but especially getting that booster. It's clear from data throughout the world now that while the vaccines are somewhat effective against Omicron, it's really that booster that makes a huge difference. And so also reminding people, of course, that the vaccine being boosted is part of a strategy and approach to address COVID. It also includes high-quality masking with a KN95 or other high-quality mask if you have it, staying home if you're sick, being routinely tested, certainly if you have symptoms, and doing as much as you can outside where we know the ventilation helps to disperse and mitigate transmission of COVID-19.
We're learning more about Omicron from regions hit first, South Africa and Europe. Data suggests the variant is less likely to send people to the hospital. Is that your take? And why? What is it about a more contagious variant that might make it a little less potent?
So the good news and the way to think about this is that as a virus like SARS-CoV-2 evolves, ideally and from an evolutionary standpoint, it makes sense for the virus to evolve to be less severe, right? The virus has no advantage in killing its host, in killing a person that it affects. So theoretically, academically, the virus should evolve to be less severe over time, which is good news. I'm a little hesitant to say myself personally to say that the Omicron variant is less severe. I think one thing that we have to keep in mind as we compare what's happening now with the Omicron variant to what's happened in the past is that vaccinations are certainly widespread in some populations, some countries, and people also have a little bit of natural immunity now that we've been in this pandemic for 2 years. So some of that may be contributing to what we see as less severe disease. But I think the jury's still out about whether or not Omicron actually causes less severe disease. In any case, we know it's deadly. We are seeing certainly people die. The first case in this early wave of Omicron has been reported here in the U.S. So people still need to be careful. I would not consider this a mild form of COVID by any means.
And look, we're talking, Dr. Chan, about the Omicron variant because it is the latest variant. Before that, the mutation of concern was Delta. Heard a lot about that. And look, a lot of people are worried that it will just be variant after variant. COVID will continue to mutate, and there's no real end in sight. What do you say to that?
I say it's a fair point, Tim, but I also think that over time, and certainly as natural immunity, both from prior infection and vaccines, builds in the population, we're all hoping, of course, that COVID becomes a thing of the past. And I think to your point, too, we have to learn to find that balance with holiday gatherings, with celebrating the holidays, with keeping businesses open, with preventing this. And just reminding people, even if you yourself are not at higher risk of COVID-19. A lot of what we're doing is really protecting those who are more vulnerable members of our society, people that are a little bit older, people that are immunocompromised. And so what we're talking about today in terms of getting boosted, masking, watching the size of your gatherings, really has to do with protecting other people who are the most vulnerable members of our community.
I want to talk to you about the younger population and specifically with schools, looking at some Department of Health data heading into winter vacation. Fewer than half of eligible K through 12 public school students have been fully vaccinated against the coronavirus. Now, for comparison, nearly 75% of all Rhode Islanders have been fully vaccinated. Are you concerned about the relatively low vaccination rates in schools?
I am concerned. I think in general, Rhode Islanders have really stepped up. We're really quite proud in general of the fact that Rhode Island leads the country in terms of vaccinations, one of the top states. But I am concerned about certainly younger folks. And again, I have a 14 and a 10-year-old, both are fully vaccinated. I think a lot of parents are naturally concerned about certainly anything involving health in their kids, and that's normal and reasonable. But these vaccines now have been out for well over a year. We know that they're safe and effective. I'm just really encouraging and urging parents to consider to get their kids vaccinated. And again, I would never do anything to harm my own kids, of course. And I felt totally safe and comfortable getting them vaccinated. They're both fully vaccinated at this point, 10 and 14.
I guess the data suggests, though, Doctor, that, with 75%, of adults, if you will, fully vaccinated, but yet half the kids, that even parents who decided to get the shot are saying, yeah, no, a lot of them are saying, not my kid, right? Not going to do it, at least not now. What do you make of that?
Yeah, again, as a parent myself, I understand that a lot of people feel nervous, certainly about the health of their kids. And one of the things we're hearing a lot about is, we don't know the side effects in kids. And again, I just want to reassure people that these vaccines have been out now for a long time. We generally don't see long-term side effects from any vaccines. When we do see side effects, we usually see them within the first month or two. And we do know that there are some reactions that people have to the vaccines, but we've observed, even now after past a year, no long-term side effects in these vaccines. And I just want to emphasize to the point and the importance of being vaccinated. We know that unvaccinated people here in the state of Rhode Island, based on our own data, are 4 times more likely to be infected, and unvaccinated people are 11 times more likely to be hospitalized. So we know just from our own data, from what we're seeing here in the state, that these vaccines work. They keep people out of the hospital. They keep people from being infected. And as people well know at this point, our hospital systems, our healthcare system is really stretched to capacity. So anything that we can do to help them out would really certainly be appreciated.
I want to ask you about the state of the hospitals in a second here, but just another question on the schools. When you drill down into the data, Dr. Chan, and look at individual high schools, Barrington High School, 86% of the students there have been fully vaccinated, highest in the state. Then you go up north a little bit, 37% of students at Mount Pleasant High School in Providence have been fully vaccinated. There's a disparity here between the suburban and urban schools, aren't there?
There are, and this has been a theme throughout the pandemic, our disparities across different socioeconomic status, race, ethnicity, et cetera. So we're doing our best, and certainly we love help from the community. We've been working with different stakeholders, different organizations, but we need to get the word out. And again, I've volunteered myself and volunteered others from the Department of Health. If there's anything we can do to help promote vaccine awareness, education, uptake, please do let us know. We're all hands on deck. We're trying to make this happen.
All right, so you are on staff at Lifespan. We've done a lot of reporting here at Channel 12 on staffing issues and hospitalizations on the rise. I mean, the hospitals just don't have the same capacity that they did this time last year because of the staffing situation, particularly with nurses. How are things right now inside the walls of the state hospitals? What would people see?
So I can't emphasize enough how stressed our hospital system is. People are being burned out, doctors, nurses, other staff alike. My colleagues are really stretched to the limits. And I can't emphasize enough that as we talk about preventing COVID, and even as we talk about Omicron maybe being less severe, in many cases, it's still severe enough to send people to the hospital. And so we need to protect our hospital system. Our healthcare workers are getting tired and frustrated, overwhelmed. And so anything we can do to relieve that. And part of what we're talking about here is to prevent our healthcare system from being overwhelmed. So just on that note, too, I do want to thank.
Welcome back to Newsmakers. I'm Tim White. To be master of the obvious, it's been a tough year. And look, we cover a lot of heavy topics on this show. So we thought it would be good to end the final Newsmakers of 2021 on a happier note. In this month's 12 on 12 digital original, our own Danielle North is taking you on a holiday road trip to meet some of the people who made a major impact this year.
In order to jam-pack this holiday road trip for an entire day, we made a few quick pit stops. We also took some extra moments to really fill up the tank, spending more time to get to know a few people who will really inspire you. During our 10 hours of traveling, we gathered a collection of uplifting stories, and these are some of the many faces that we met along the way, as we showcase an entire day of just good news, of hope, healing, and some really great holiday cheer. 6:54 a.m. It is the first day of the final month of 2021, and as the sun rises over Narragansett, Southern New Englanders are starting their day. And today, we are going to meet some of the best of them.
So in order to get in all of the amazing things we have planned for this one day, we have to start things pretty early. So I'm off for a solo start to the day, and our first stop takes us to Cranston.
It's now 7:30 and we're rolling into Camp Champlain. The Boy Scouts came through for Rhode Islanders in a big way in 2021. You may not know, but this year's Scouting for Food drive was one for the record books. Wait till you hear how many people these hardworking kids were able to help this year.
We were blown away with the support of the Scouts in the community, and we've collected over 182,000 pounds of food this year, which is more food than we collected in 2019. And can help feed, I think it's over 54,000 Rhode Islanders alone. So they just went all in this year. And the community just helped out big time.
From children helping families, we now head to a heartwarming story of families helping children. Just after 8 a.m., we pull into Providence to a children's friend, where volunteers are already arriving to help make the holidays brighter.
After we get all the goods in, we get sorted, we set them up in here.
Just look at this space, full of donations, all from generous people all over the state. Toys, coats, and so much more. The goal this year, to serve 1,300 families. That means 5,000 children will have a warmer, brighter holiday.
Donors stepping up to help our young, vulnerable kids at the holiday time. And what's better than that, right? For a child to have something new, whether it's a warm piece of clothing, whether it's, you know, that Barbie or some toy that they need, and donors get to get connected directly with a child and a family in need and help them out.
It's not even 9 a.m. and we're already feeling the true spirit of giving. I pull up to our 12 News studios in East Providence and almost on cue.
I love it. Hi, Santa.
It was great to see St. Nick, but we can't linger. Our news car is loaded up and we're ready.
921. First couple of stops down now here, Catamore Boulevard in East Providence, picking up videographer Ryan Welch.
Hello.
Decked out the car. How cute is that?
Some decorations going on.
And we are going to be very busy today. We're packing up, heading to our next stop, which is Crossroads, Rhode Island.
Let's go.
It has been such a challenging year for so many families. Crossroads, Rhode Island has helped to keep people out of the cold. But more than that, they have worked hard to keep families in their own homes for the holidays through their diversion program.
We know this past year we have kept at least several hundred households, individuals and families, out of shelter and off the streets because of the diversion assistance.
CEO Karen Santilli tells us they have a diversion specialist, Katie Barrington, staged right inside of court where eviction hearings take place. They can be right on the front lines of people in desperate need to provide rental assistance and more.
As folks are coming in response to their eviction notice, she connects with them to provide rental assistance so that they don't have to get evicted, but then really importantly connects them to other services. And holidays are supposed to be nice, and we think about the holidays, we think about celebrating and gathering with our friends and bringing people into our homes. how do you do that if you're about to get evicted? If we can keep a child out of shelter and keep them in their own home or rehouse them into a home, that's the ideal. That's the best.
All right, so we just left Providence. Now we're heading south down to Warwick, going to Kent Hospital. Ryan, this is going to be an interesting one.
I'm excited for this one.
You know, 2.5 months ago, I just took a nasty spill into the boards, and that was it. It's just instant feeling just gone from my waist down.
Brandon McGowan knows how lucky he is to be standing here today.
It was one of those things where I knew it happened. I will always remember what that sensation was like. Obviously, every spinal injury is different, but I knew what happened when I hit that boards 100%.
That spinal shock injury less than 3 months ago while playing a men's hockey league game in Cranston. Brandon shared videos with us after the first 3 weeks of feeling nothing from the waist down. There were literally only faint glimmers of progress.
And they kind of looked at me, and, you know, I kind of was frustrated before. It was the day before I, you know, was coming here to Kent. And I said, hey, listen, I said, we're mature here, just tell me, you know, what's going to happen here? They said, it'll happen, we just don't know when. You know, we don't know if you're going to get feeling, or if you do, we don't know if you're going to get 100%. They said you could walk one day and you could wake up the next and you could be a little bit, you know, mushy in the legs.
Going to kneel down on the mat.
But fast forward to early December at the Spalding Rehab Center at Kent Hospital, and we were blown away. After weeks of rehab and regaining feeling and mobility, Brandon is able to walk again.
He's walking. Yeah.
This was emotional video he shared with us when his mother saw him taking some of his first steady steps.
There you are.
To better understand how far he's come, we speak with Brandon's rehab nurse. It was an emotional moment for both of them.
This is amazing. This is a great story, best story ever. I've been doing this for 25 years, and it's the best story that I can say. My biggest accomplishment right here. So it was an amazing feat.
Yeah.
An amazing feat. Just to see this joy. Isn't that amazing?
I wake up every morning and I just, when I first got home, I just cried. You know, there's just tears. It's tears of joy, but it's tears of like, what's next, you know?
I think we're friends for life. Right?
Yeah.
So wow, we're just leaving that emotional, unbelievable interview at Kent, and now just about a mile or so down the road, we're here, Shenandoah Road. Some of you might be familiar with this Christmas display. You might have seen it with your family over the years, but this year, Everett, who's here, I hope, is going to talk. There he is, Everett.
Hi, Danielle.
This year is Everett's 25th year. Yeah, you heard that right. 25 years of holiday lights illuminating spirits of so many families who've trekked to the Lewis family home in Warwick. And it's been a family affair as his kids have grown up into adults, helping with this impressive holiday display with a heart. Where are we at now for fundraising?
Almost $17,000 since 2012, and the money going to different charities.
You're going with the Autism Project this year.
Correct.
Do you think we can get to your goal of $20,000 this year?
I hope so.
So you have to raise how much?
About $3,000, a little over $3,000.
Can we do it? Can we do it? Right? Shenandoah Road?
And the kids this year suggested we do contactless donations also, so we're using Venmo as another way so people don't have to get out of their car or don't have to touch anything. We do it for the community, we do it for our family.
And as we head from a special holiday display, we go across Warwick to West Shore Road for a truly special holiday delivery. Jen FONSECA created the Hero Package Foundation after a meeting with a little girl with cancer. She met her while on the job as a Providence police officer.
That first day that I actually met Emerson was actually November. And I visited for Thanksgiving in the hospital at Hasbro. I brought some fellow police officers, and we delivered what would be like a first care package.
And over the following months, the foundation was formed, and Jennifer was able to deliver so many more of these thoughtful care packages for other children battling cancer.
So it's about 52 packages. That's not counting the 3 that I'll be dropping off today at the post office. I have, to be completely honest, I have 6 more that I'm working on. So I think before Christmas I will hit 60 officially.
Jennifer has also raised thousands of dollars to help local families as they cope with the challenges of having a little one fighting cancer. 9-year-old Annabella Duncan has been a recipient of her dedication, and today, as she continues her 2-year battle with blood cancer,
Look at the snowman. Yeah.
Annabella is being treated to a special hero day.
What are we going to do?
We're gonna go shopping and go to eat.
Yeah. How do we start our day? What do we get?
Starbucks.
Yeah, what kind of Starbucks?
A vanilla bean frappuccino.
A vanilla bean frappuccino! This duo completed their care package drop-off and texted us more pictures of their special hero day along the way. Time to pack up the car again. Now it's close to 2:30. Oh, there we go.
There we go. There we go.
And we are really feeling the spirit and enjoying a festive ride.
Jingle all the way.
To Foster.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one.
Decked out in their cutest holiday sweaters, these precious pups enjoy a cozy afternoon.
He's like the eldest Dumbledore of dogs. I mean, he's probably close to 150.
Kristen Peralta and her volunteers have a passion for pets. Her love for senior dogs was the driving force for Vintage Pet Rescue. It's a Rhode Island-based retirement and hospice home for senior dogs. And this year, her mission has evolved even more, as her rescue has helped to place close to 100 of these special animals in forever foster homes.
I think it makes me the happiest when I have 20-somethings come to me. We just had a girl, recent college graduate, just adopted one of our 14-year-old dogs, and I love that because it's so special. You think, oh, older dogs, older people, but we have a lot of young people that come and adopt these dogs and give them the best months or years of their lives.
Through her popular social media page and numerous generous donors, Vintage Pets has been able to pay for more than $250,000 in critical care for these aging animals. For these little guys who've spent their lives giving unconditional love, it's clear so many Rhode Islanders want to give that love right back.
I mean, some days it's really, really hard and it's exhausting, but then we get that, that response that, oh wow, what we're doing is really special, and it resonates with people.
And we have met some pretty amazing people all throughout this holiday road trip today, and we have one more stop to make just over the border. And now, as the sun sets, we're here at La Salette Shrine, where they're celebrating their 175th anniversary this year. A place where so many Southern New England families take a holiday road trip of their own to have a moment of peace and light. So here's to all of you, because when the road is paved with good people like these, a road trip is truly one to remember. I'm Danielle North.
So great. My thanks to Danielle North. If you missed any of it, you can go to WPRI.com, click on 12 on 12. There you can connect with some of the charities that Danielle North profiled in her report. I'm off next week. Ted Nisi will be here on Newsmakers, and I want to thank you for joining us this year for each and every week, or I suppose when you can, take some time over this holiday break to appreciate what you have and reflect on the more than 3,000 Rhode Islanders that were lost during the pandemic. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, everyone. I'll see you in the new year.